Hello and welcome to this video tutorial introducing Google Sites. Today we will look at the old Google Sites briefly, the new Google Sites, and how to switch between them. And let's get started. The first thing you're going to need to do is to sign into an account. So go to any Google property, google.com is fine. Click the sign in button in the upper right hand corner. I'll pause the video and sign in now myself. So you can see I'm now signed in. There are several ways to get to Google Sites. I find the easiest is simply to click in the address bar and type in sites.google.com, and that'll bring you right to your Google Sites. Now you'll notice that I have quite a few here. These were old sites, so let's take a look at this screen for just a minute. Here we have the option to create a site, which we'll take advantage of shortly. My sites, which is showing me my older sites here. I can click on deleted sites, and that's going to show me any site that was deleted in the last 30 days. So if you do delete a site, you get 30 days to change your mind and recover it, but after that it'll be permanently removed. And now you're going to see one more button that says New Google Sites, which we'll come back to in a second. Upper right hand corner displays the normal items, the Google Apps icon, your notifications, your login information, and the gear. Now when you enter this screen, the gear contains Sites Help and User Settings. So not a lot of options in here when you're under Sites, but that's what's available to you. And if we do look at settings, those settings are fairly minor as well. You could set a language, a time zone. You could enable keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so not too much going on there. Okay, if we do click the new Google Sites, it brings me to a different view. You'll see that I have two sites here currently, and if I'd like to see them in list view, I can simply click on this icon. Now I'll get a running list. And clicking it again will bring you back to icon view. You can sort them A to Z or by last opened. So they'll sit in the order of most recently worked on site if you'd like, or you can say last modified by me, last modified, or by title, and that's alphabetical order. The third icon is simply to go pick files from your drive. At this particular screen, I don't find that terribly useful. And again, the normal icons in the upper right, your login information where you could sign out if you'd like, or switch accounts, or change some account information, your notifications, and your Google Apps icon to switch between applications. Now, one more setting we see up on the right, upper right, is the one that allows you to view your sites by category. So right now it's showing me all sites, but if I say owned by me, this is the site that I've created, not owned by me. This is the site that someone else has created and shared with me. So for right now, I'm going to leave it on owned with anyone. If I were to click on the icon, it would open up the site itself for me to work on. Take just a second here. And you'll notice that it does not open in a new tab, so it replaces the window. I'm going to have to use the back arrow if I want to go back here. And the other options that are available to you from this screen would be to click here. I can rename using the options in the lower right hand corner. I can rename this site. I can remove or delete it. Or I can open it in a new tab, which is useful. The alternate way to open it in a new tab is simply to right click on it, and I'll get the same menu. I can say open it in a new tab. Okay. Lastly, in the lower right hand corner is the plus sign. You should be familiar with this from other Google products. And when I click it, it just simply creates a new site for me. Okay. On this screen, you've got the name of your site in the upper left that you can change if you'd like. You've got an undo and redo button. So if I've made some changes here, you'll see the undo becomes active, and I can simply undo the last thing. And it's really letting me change this by letter, where I could redo them. This icon allows me to preview my site, so what it's going to look like to someone else. And when it happens, I also get multiple views, because the new Google Sites is a responsive design, so that this should flow very well from phone to tablet to computer to other devices. So if I click on the first one, it's going to show me what my site now looks like on a phone. On a wide screen, and there on a computer screen, so more on a tablet. I can close that, and I will return to Sites. Okay, I have an option that brings me to my regular advanced share window. So if I'm developing this with someone else, I can simply add them in, as we've done with various other Google products, Docs, Sheets, Calendar, etc. And I can publish this. So I can actually choose whether to allow my site to appear in search results. I can shut that off if I like, but if I turn it on, Google will index this, and if someone searches for the correct terms, my site will come up. And I can also change the URL here if I like. So I'll cancel that for the moment. Additional options include site analytics. So I would have to go into Google Analytics at this point and get a tracking ID. If I did that, Google would start tracking all the visits to my site. It's really a lot of useful information, especially if you get a decent amount of traffic. So something we can look at later. You can send feedback to Google. There's help that's related specifically to new Google Sites. And the option to take a tour. It'll give me an introduction of how to use this program. Over on the right are various things I can insert into the page, and I will take a look at these and various options as we go on in future videos. Okay, so that's an overview of sites, and we'll return in subsequent videos to look at the specifics of creating your site.